Running late to his wedding, Yen gave a lift to a young gypsy woman to the registry office, and when she saw the bride, she whispered a terrible secret in his ear. Yen Sokolov woke up to the sound of the alarm and realized he had overslept. Today was the most important day of his life. His own wedding. The ceremony at the registry office started at 11 o'clock, and the clock was already showing 10:30. Damn it. He jumped out of bed, got dressed in his suit in 5 minutes, and flew out of the house. The wedding had to be perfect. Christina, his bride, had planned this day for 1 whole year. Every detail, every minute was set. He was not allowed to be late. Yen was speeding through the city, breaking all the rules. There were 5 minutes of driving left to the registry office when he saw a girl hitchhiking on the side of the road. He usually never picked up passengers, but something made him slow down. The girl was young, about 25 years old, in a long, brightly colored skirt and a headscarf. A gypsy. She ran quickly toward the car. "Thank you for stopping," she exhaled. "I really need to get to the registry office on Pushkinskaya Street, please." Yen looked at her in surprise. "I'm going there too. Get in quickly." The girl sat in the front seat, and he took off, tires screeching. "Going to a wedding?" she asked. "To my own. I overslept, like an idiot. And I'm going to a stranger's," she grinned. "I work there, I perform rituals, tell fortunes to the guests, entertain the public. You know how it is, right?" They drove in silence. Yen was tapping his fingers nervously on the steering wheel, looking at his watch. 3 minutes to 11. They would make it. "Are you nervous?" the gypsy asked. "Of course, it's a wedding after all." "But are you sure? About what exactly? That you are marrying the right person?" Yen looked at her askance. "Strange question, of course I'm sure. Christina and I have been together for 3 years. 3 years is little time to truly know a person." She looked out the window. People know how to hide their true face, especially when they have something to hide. "What do you mean?" "Nothing. Just thinking out loud." They arrived at the registry office exactly at 11 o'clock. About 30 guests had already gathered at the entrance, dressed festively. Yen saw Christina. She was standing on the steps in a dress as white as snow. The bouquet in her hands, her face tense. Next to her was her mother, the bridesmaids, the photographer. "Here we are," Yen exhaled in relief. "Thank you for not distracting me with talk." He got out of the car. The gypsy got out too, arranged her skirt, and suddenly grabbed his hand. "Wait, I have to tell you something." "What is it?" "I have to go. They are waiting for me. It's important. Very important." She pulled him closer and whispered something in his ear. A few short, rapid sentences. Yen didn't understand at first, then his face went pale, then he stepped back. Are you serious?" "Absolutely. Check, if you don't believe me. You still have time. But how do you know?" "I am a gypsy. We see what is hidden from others." She smiled sadly. "Go, decide for yourself." The gypsy turned and walked quickly toward the registry office building. Yen stood by the car, feeling his world turn upside down. What she had said couldn't be true. It couldn't. "Yen, where have you been?" Christina was coming down the steps. Her face expressed a mixture of relief and irritation. "We've been waiting for 10 minutes already. All the guests are in the hall. Christina, I need to talk to you." "But we have the ceremony now." "In 2 minutes. Right now. It's important." He took her hand and led her aside, away from the guests. "What happened?" She was nervously crumpling the bouquet. "Tell me honestly, are you pregnant?" Christina froze. Something passed quickly across her face. Surprise, fear, confusion. "How? Who told you?" "It doesn't matter. Is it true?" She lowered her eyes. "Yes, I wanted to tell you after the wedding." I thought it would be a pleasant surprise. Yen felt his stomach knot. How far along are you? 4 months. 4 months, he repeated mechanically. 4. Yen, I understand it's sudden, but we'll manage. You wanted children. You said it yourself, Christina. He looked into her eyes. We haven't slept together for 5 months. You were away at your mother's, remember, for 2 months. You were getting treatment, that's what you said. Christina's face turned white. Yen, it's not what you think. Then what is it? Explain to me, how are you 4 months pregnant if we haven't seen each other for 5 months? She was silent, squeezing the bouquet so hard the stems cracked. Is it Anton? Yen asked quietly. Your ex. How do you know about Anton? So it is him. Christina started to cry. It was a mistake. Just one night, I went to my mother's, we met by chance, we drank and I didn't mean to. It just happened. It happened. Yen felt everything freeze inside him. And you decided to marry me so I would raise another man's child? No, I wanted to have an abortion, but I couldn't. And then I thought, we love each other, don't we? And the child? What difference does it make whose it is? You will be his father. What difference does it make? Yan's voice turned into a shout. You cheated on me, you got pregnant by another man. You intended to lie to me my whole life. And you ask what difference does it make? The guests began to turn toward them. Christina's mother was coming quickly toward them. What is happening here? Why are you shouting? Ask your daughter. Yen turned toward the car. Yen, wait. Christina threw herself after him. Please, we can discuss everything. Don't leave. The wedding is cancelled. He threw over his shoulder. You can't, the guests, the venue, everything is paid for. You can marry Anton, since he's the father of your child. He got into the car and started the engine. Christina was banging on the window, sobbing loudly, but he didn't look at her. He turned around and drove away, leaving behind chaos, screams, and a ruined wedding. Yen stopped only after a few blocks. His hands were trembling, his breath was short. He rested his head on the steering wheel and closed his eyes. How did the gypsy know? How? She saw Christina for just 1 second, from afar, and understood immediately. Your bride is 4 months pregnant. It's not your child. She wants to deceive you. Run while it's not too late. At first, he didn't believe it. He thought it was a prank, stupidity, an attempt to ruin the wedding. But something made him ask. And Christina couldn't lie. Yen took out his phone. 1.5 hours of missed calls from Christina, her mother, friends. He turned off the sound and just sat in the car, staring into the void. In the evening, he returned to the registry office. The building was closed. The guests had left long ago. Only on the steps sat the same gypsy woman, smoking a thin cigarette. You're still here. Yen was surprised. I was waiting for you. She smiled. I knew you would come back. How did you find out about Christina, about the pregnancy, about everything? The gypsy took a drag from the cigarette and exhaled the smoke. Do you want the truth? Yes. I'm not a gypsy. Well, half gypsy, my mother is gypsy, my father is Russian. But by profession, I am a private investigator. Let's say your ex-girlfriend hired me, the one you were seeing before Christina, Svetlana. You remember her, Svetlana. We broke up 2 years ago. She still loves you. And when she found out you were getting married, she decided to check out your bride. She hired me. I dug for 3 weeks. I found evidence of infidelity, the pregnancy, everything. And I decided to tell you right before the wedding. I wanted to do it sooner, but you wouldn't answer letters, phone calls. Svetlana couldn't come herself. You wouldn't have believed her. You would have decided it was revenge. That's why I came today. I knew you would be here. I didn't think you would give me a ride, she smirked. Fate, probably. Yen sat down slowly next to her on the step. So, no gypsy abilities. Abilities exist, but they are called powers of observation, logic, and a 3-week investigation. Your bride was meeting her ex every time she went to her mother's. I saw them together, I filmed them. I have proof if needed. It won't be needed, she admitted everything herself. That means she still had at least a little bit of conscience left. They sat in silence. Dusk was falling over the city. Pass on my thanks to Svetlana, Yen said finally. She saved me from a huge mistake. I will pass it on. But maybe you should call her yourself? She is really worried. I'll think about it. The gypsy stood up, shook out her skirt. Good luck, Yen Sokolov. And remember, sometimes the most important turns in life happen thanks to chance meetings. You gave a stranger a ride to the registry office and avoided a catastrophe. Maybe it's a sign. A sign of what? That you should listen to your intuition. And to unknown gypsies. She winked and walked away, dissolving into the evening shadows. Yen stayed for a long time, then took out his phone and found Svetlana's number. He hesitated, then pressed call. Hello. Her voice was worried. Svetlana, it's me. Yen. Yen, I heard you're okay. I'm not, but I will be. Thank you for everything. I didn't want to ruin your wedding. I simply couldn't allow you to make a mistake. You saved me, really. Then I'm glad. They talked for 1 hour, then another hour. They remembered the past, discussed the present, looked cautiously into the future. Half a year later, they started seeing each other again. 1 year after that, Yen stood at the registry office again. But this time with the right bride, with the one who truly loved him, didn't lie to him, didn't cheat on him. And at the wedding, among the guests, was the gypsy detective. She had come without an invitation, simply to make sure everything ended well. Thank you, Yen told her. Thank you for stopping me back then. Don't thank me. Thank destiny and the fact that you stopped to pick up a stranger. Not everyone would have done that. But are you really a detective or still a gypsy with magical powers? She smiled mysteriously. Does it really matter? The main thing is that you are happy. And indeed, did it matter? Magic or investigation, fate or chance, it didn't matter. What was important was that a short trip to the registry office had changed his entire life, because sometimes salvation comes at the last moment. In the guise of a stranger on the side of the road, whispering a terrible truth capable of destroying illusions but saving the future. And you have to have the courage to hear this truth, even when only a few steps remain to the altar, because it is better to cancel a wedding than to live a life in a lie, and it is better to learn the truth from an unknown gypsy than to waste years on a love that never existed.